Murtada, because of the likes of Uthman bin Nurayn, because of the likes of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, because of the likes of Abdullah ibn Umar, because of the likes of Abdullah ibn Zubair, because of the likes of Zayd ibn Thabit, because of the likes of Zayd ibn Arqam, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu ajma'een. You are indebted to these people. You are indebted to the young Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. I am indebted to these people. The Muslims of the Middle East are indebted to the Sahaba. The Muslims of the Far East are indebted to these Sahaba. The Muslims of the West are indebted to the Sahaba. The Muslims of Asia and Africa are indebted to these young lions. Muslims worldwide, wherever they may be, are indebted to these Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. Maybe through this addressing, we will take these young Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een as our role models and guiding stars. And maybe from today, we will leave the movie stars, we will leave the pop stars, and we will leave the soccer stars. Maybe today, we will begin to enlighten our hearts with the look for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the look for our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, with the look for this deen. And maybe today we will take out from this heart of ours the look of the shaitan and the look of the ways of the kuffar. Maybe from this addressing today, we will stay firm on the road to Jannah and we will leave the road of hell behind. Maybe today, we will sacrifice for the deen of Islam, just as we sacrifice and strive for the dunya in our days of ignorance. Maybe today, we will sacrifice for this deen just as we sacrifice for the dunya in the days of ignorance. My brothers, you ask for the passion of the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. I begin in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, and the most kind, the only being worthy of worship. Today the Quran will teach you, today the Quran will teach me the passion the young Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een had. Today the Quran will teach you of their devotion. Today the Quran will teach you of their love. Today the Quran will teach you of their sacrifices. Open the book of Allah and you will see in the very words that Allah has chosen for the Sahaba, you will see their passion. In the very words that Allah has chosen for the Sahaba, you will see their love for the deen. You will see their love for their Nabi. You will see their love for Islam. In the very words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen for the Sahaba, you will see the sacrifices and you will see the pain. Open the book of Allah, open Surah Fat, and you will find the Quran saying to you, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. الذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم. And those with Muhammad, who were those with Muhammad? They were the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. رحماء بينهم. You will see them compassionate amongst themselves. You will see them merciful amongst themselves. تراهم ركعا سجدين يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا. You will see one of them in the state of ruku. You will see the other in the state of prostration. Doing what? Seeking the fadl of Allah, seeking the bounty of Allah, seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود. And the mark of their iman, the mark of their faith, the mark of their belief is on their faces, from the faces of prostration. Open the Quran, open Surah Hashr للفقراء المهاجرين الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم وأموالهم يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا. And for the poor immigrants, there is a share for the poor immigrants who were expelled from their houses, they were expelled from their properties, seeking the fadl of Allah, seeking the pleasure of Allah, and helping Allah and His Messenger Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أولئك هم الصادقون. The Quran says, these are the truthful ones. These are the صادقين. Open the book of Allah, open Surah Zumar. تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم ثم تلين جلودهم. And the skins of those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it begins to shiver from the Quran when they recite the Quran or when they hear the Quran. Open the book of Allah. إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها خروا سجدا وسبحوا بحمد ربهم وهم لا يستكبرون. Only those believe in our verses when they are reminded of them, خروا سجدا, they fall into sajda, they fall into prostration. وسبحوا بحمد ربهم, and they glorify the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. تتجافى جنوبهم. You will find that their sides forsake their bed. Why? يدعون ربهم. They are calling their Lord. They are praying to their Lord. They are invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. خوفا وطمعا, in fear and hope. ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. And they spend in charity that we have given them. Open the book of Allah. Open Surah Hashr. The Quran says, لا تجد قوم يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله. You will not find the believers making friendship with those who oppose Allah, with those who oppose the Messenger Muhammad Rasulullah الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تجد قوم يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم, even though they may be their brothers, they may be their sisters, they may be their mothers, they may be their fathers. أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان. They are the ones in whose heart Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written the iman. إلى أن قال أولئك حزب الله. They are the party of Allah. For Muslims, listen, Allah, إن حزب الله هم المفلحون. It is the party of Allah, the hizb of Allah, the group of Allah that are the successful ones. You will see their passion in these words of the Quran. You will see their passion in these words of the Quran. You will see their love in these words of the Quran. You will see their love in these, you will see their sacrifices in the words of the Quran. You will see their devotion in the words of the Quran. You will see the passion in the blood that flowed down from their blessed bodies. You will see the passion in the tears that rolled down their blessed cheeks. You will see the passion on the noor that was on their faces. You will see the passion on the torn clothes that covered their bodies. You will see the passion, and you will see the passion in the wounds that decorated their limbs. You will see their passion, and you will see their love in the sacrifices that they made for the deen of Islam, that they made for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they made for the deen of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I ask you, O Muslim, doesn't the name of Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala anhu come to mind? Doesn't the passion of Sayyidina Bilal come to mind? My brothers, if the kuffar give taklif to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if they try to persecute Rasulullah, if they try to torture Rasulullah, the hadith says, فَمَنَعَهُ اللَّهُ بِأَمْنِهِ أَبِي طَالِبٍ. His uncle Abu Talib would jump to the rescue. His uncle Abu Talib would save him from the rescue, would save him from the tortures and the punishments of the kuffar. If the kuffar try to give taklif to Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, if they try to persecute him, his people and tribe would jump to his rescue and save Abu Bakr from the punishment and the tortures of the kuffar. Every one of the believers had somebody from amongst their relatives, or somebody from amongst the kuffar who would jump to their rescue and save them from the punishment and the tortures of the kuffar, except for Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala. The hadith says, فَإِنَّهُ هَانَتْ نَفْسَهُ فِي اللَّهِ وَهَانَ عَلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ. For Bilal, in the eyes of the kuffar, for Bilal had no value. Nobody would come and save Sayyidina Bilal from the punishment of the kuffar. Nobody would come and save Sayyidina Bilal from the tortures of kuffar. The kuffar would whip Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala during the night, so that Bilal leaves the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so that Bilal leaves the kalima, so that Bilal forsakes the deen of Islam. My brothers, they are whipping Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala and the blessed name of Allah is flowing from the lips of Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala. Allahu Akbar, the torturer gets tired. Sayyidina Bilal Habshi is covered with blood. Another one takes over. He swears by the idols of Lat and Uzza. He swears by the idols of Lat and Uzza, I will make sure that this youngster leaves the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I will make sure that Bilal forsakes the deen and begins to worship the idols of Lat and Uzza. He takes over. He begins to whip Sayyidina Bilal Habshi. Blood, his body is covered with blood. He is bleeding profusely. He is whipping him, and the blessed name of Allah is flowing from the lips of Sayyidina Bilal. Why? Because he was intoxicated with the love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was intoxicated with the love for Islam. He was intoxicated